Bill Brunner, 215 Loring Avenue. Recycling. Every time there's a holiday, and it happens to be
yesterday,
our area to be recycled, unlike the garbage situation, where if a holiday falls, your garbage gets picked up the next day. Now, in recycling, you wait another 2 weeks,
right,
which is a major problem, not so much with the newspapers, but with the bottles and cans.
Right.
And I don't understand, and I'm bringing it up now before the new calendar gets made up for next year, why can't we adopt the same procedure that the garbage collection
You know,
use?
Bill, I totally agree with you, because I'm one of those guys who put it out yesterday, and then at the end of the day it wasn't picked up. Somebody came by and picked up my paper, which happens to be like what's going on right now. I guess some rogue guy or person is going and picking up paper and recycling it. But the paper was picked up, the cans and the bottles are not. And then I said to myself, well, even though I can look at a calendar, make a phone call, or look it up, I didn't. So maybe it'll come today. Well, today
No, it doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't happen.
No. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to be driving down to Meadow Road and taking mine down there because I've got no more room. And people that have tried to hang in there for an extra 2 weeks, it gets to be pretty messy around the curb site.
Right.
That 2 weeks later.
Right.
Some of the stuff ends up in the road. The good fellows that run the trucks don't always pick those things up, and thus we have a messy situation in various parts of town.
You're absolutely
I think it's something
right.
we should look into.
Right.
I don't understand why we can't do it.
Yeah, you're right. If we can pick up the garbage the very next day, why can't we pick up the recycling? But
exactly.
Mr. Cancro, can you look into that question? Because if it's a matter of scheduling that is somewhat of a tradition with some workforce, maybe we can change that a little bit, because it's confusing, and as you said, Bill, to wait 2 weeks, I just don't have the room either. I mean, I don't have the room for...
And the calendar will be made up
right.
for next year
Right.
in the not-too-distant future, so maybe
Can we look into
head
why
that off.
schedule that?
Is the issue that you want to pick up to happen on the same day?
No, because
No.
if there's a holiday and they won't pick it up, well then how about the next day? Because if your garbage isn't picked up, let's say on Christmas Eve or Christmas or New Year's Eve, they'll pick it up the next day. But not with recycling. It'll sit there, and you'll have to take the things back into the garage or wherever you keep them for another 2 weeks.
I'll talk to Jeff. I think it has to do with areas of the town.
Well, Bill brings up a good point. If we could research it and maybe get an answer.
Sure.
Yeah, because it's on the schedule for the garbage. When you look at your
Right.
scheduling, it's on the schedule
Right.
for your garbage. You know
Right.
exactly that you're going to be postponed a day.
They tell you, yeah, it's a day
no,
later.
Yeah,
right.
no problem.
Right.
I cannot attend the next meeting, the 24th, because it happens to be the same day as Board of Education meeting, and I've got something I've got to do with Board of Education meeting. So I hope, since I won't be here to see the budget, that there's some money in the budget to expand our senior citizen center, or at least make major renovations to increase the capacity in our senior citizen center. Also, the Chief's not here. There's a roadway, Stony Road East. There's a somewhat questionable intersection there that is a little bit on the dangerous side. I go there every day when I take my granddaughter to high school. Going east on Stony Road from 27, heading toward Route 1. At the intersection where Winthrop comes in, if you're traveling on Stony Road and you want to make a left on Winthrop, the way the road is configured, people coming from the other direction, from Route 1, they're coming around a curve and we can't see them. You almost have to stop dead in your tracks and look hard down because that road is coming at such a curve. Years ago, there used to be a stop sign there for those people. Now, that was removed, and the only stop sign now is for the people coming, it would be south on Winthrop. Mm-hmm. They have to stop. But I'm just waiting for an accident to happen. I mean, there's a couple of times where if I wasn't due diligent, I could have had a problem, because they're coming at a fairly rapid rate of speed, coming toward 27 on Stony Road.
Right.
And it's a possible dangerous situation there. Maybe the...
It's a bit of a cut through, because people want to get off Route 1 and then get down to 27, so they're flying off of Route 1.
Yeah, and the people coming
right.
from, in my case, I'm coming Ovington to Stony and then making a left on Winthrop. so that to go to school. And there's a number of people doing that, heading toward Edison High School. So it's a questionable area, to be sure.
Mr. Cancro, could you cite that location and maybe we can take a look at it? I know exactly what Mr. Brenner's talking about, but...
Council President?
Yes, ma'am.
I agree, and I brought that to the attention of the police department, and I think I'll follow through with it as well. I have a concern there being...
I was going to say, I said Edison High School, but only because of my age of my granddaughter.
Absolutely.
But Washington School's even closer.
Exactly, and I have children who walk that way. I also watch the Edison High School students and the TJ students coming both ways, and I know exactly what you mean. When you come around that corner, you just hold on, hold your breath, and hope the other people are looking where they're going.
Yeah.
So that really is an intersection that needs to be
What is the exact
addressed.
location where you're suggesting the stop sign be on Winthrop? and-
Well, Winthrop has a stop sign.
Right.
It's the problem is Stony Road East. That road, there used to be a stop sign for the people coming from Route 1. In other words, going west on Stony Road.
Okay.
And there used to be a stop sign there. There isn't now. I'm not quite sure whether, if you have a double stop, it'll be
It's
it'll
an
be
odd
safer.
configuration of stop signs there. It doesn't seem to make sense to me, especially now with the traffic.
Yeah, because theoretically, everybody has the right of way on Stony Road.
Right.
And
Exactly.
that can't happen.
Right.
Or shouldn't happen, anyway.
Okay.
We'll look
Thank you
in-
very much.
Thank you, Mr. Brenner. Mr. Stevens?
Bill Stevens, Pole Place, Edison. Your garbage recycling problem is we collect garbage 4 days a week, we recycle 5 days a week. You recycle 5 days a week, there's no way to push it. So you'd have to have an extra crew standing by to do that. And the reason, I would think at this point, and the township would know, I certainly don't know. I'm not sure why we're not recycling and picking up garbage both every week. If everybody is really concerned about recycling, it seems to me, especially with the garbage cans we have right now, that you could take and you could do both every week. And the township would be much better served in terms of people would be more encouraged to recycle the things as opposed to, I've noticed in my neighborhood, on recycling days, there's nowhere near as much out there as there used to be. That could be a sign of the economy, or it could be a sign that people are just starting to throw it because the garbage cans are so big since they started the new pickups, that people are throwing a lot of recyclables back in with the garbage. So I would think more about looking like that, then you wouldn't have the problem if you looked at it from that perspective. But yeah, we have questioned that a lot in the past because everybody always gets confused with that Monday, especially when it's on a Monday, that holiday. But it's because we recycle 5 days a week and we only pick up garbage 4. The other day, I'm not sure what we do anymore. We used to pick up grass and then leaves, and that used to be Wednesday, but now it seems to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, depending, I guess, on how backed up the guys are to do it. Quick question on recreation. Did we change our funding of the leagues?
Mr. Cancro, you want to explain it? Yes, we did, sir.